besties, I'm so glad that you're here. If you are new, I'm Lisa Marie. Thanks for stopping by. If you are one of my subscribers or besties, I love you and appreciate you so much. In today's video, I'm going to take these Dollar Tree mirrors and show you 5 different things you can do with them. I can't wait to show you. For this Dollar Tree mirror, I am going to turn it into a faux wood looking piece. I'm going to use this Kills All-Purpose Primer first, and then my Antique Wax by Waverly. It's going to cover the center because all the reflection of the lights, and then my face while I'm concentrating. Who wants to see that? Anyway, I'm going to apply the primer, and I'm going to go all in one direction. And there it is, the whole thing covered, including the sides. Then I'm going to take my antique wax and very carefully, I'm going to go all in one direction. What I'm doing is trying to make it look like wood grain. And if you do this just right, I mean, just carefully and keep going over to make sure it's all going the right direction, like grain, it will work perfectly. In the center part, I just go around like a circle to make it look like that's the grain. Anyway, I go through the whole thing and I do a couple coats until it looks the way I want it. You can do it to any, depth that you like, depending on the color kind of wood you would have wanted. And it's amazing how much it looks like wood. Isn't that beautiful? I was inspired to make this video after watching Shannon from the Daily DIYer, and she loves to take the same item at Dollar Tree and make other things, and I thought, ooh, I want to try that too. I'll leave her link down in the description box, so if you don't know her, you can check her out. She's awesome. And now that's how it looks. I love it, you guys. I just think the whole faux wood look thing is awesome. Now I am going to deal with that center here just in a second. I'm going to take some hot glue and I'm going to take some nautical rope from the Dollar Tree. It's a pretty thick piece, and I want it that way because I want it to cover. I didn't want to paint in there because inevitably I will get it on the mirror every time. It doesn't matter if I tape or not, I just will. So this will save me some cleanup. I'm just going to snip off the end and hot glue, and there I am concentrating. I definitely have that concentrating face going on. Anyway, I love the way this one turned out. I think it's gorgeous, so easy. You could do this to pretty much anything to create that faux wood look. And since I'm afraid of fire, I'm cutting off the little rope wispy things. You know what I'm talking about. If you are enjoying this video, please hit the like button. It's one of the things that tells YouTube that they should show my video to other people, so thank you. For this Dollar Tree mirror, I'm going to go ahead and paint it in that Kills primer and cover up the center, so again, you won't see lights or my really serious thinking face. I'm going to do about a coat and a half just so you can see a little bit of the silver through it. It did occur to me afterwards I could have spray painted this outside. It might have been a really cold, snowy day when I did it, so that might be why I didn't. But anyway, just an option for you. And there it is. I think it looks really nice. Now, I did a pretty good job. I didn't make it super covered because you're not going to see a whole lot of it, and this way it looks a little distressed. I've got this little basket of just extra greenery and flowers and stuff that gets cut off of things that I don't use. So I'm taking some greenery and I'm kind of positioning it the way I want it around. I kind of wanted it to almost look like a little garden lattice, where there's some vines on it. And then I'm going to take some floral wire that I got at Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to attach it. And then I'm going to use these gorgeous purple flowers. I feel like they came off the hydrangea pick that I had. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know somebody else out there knows this better than I do. I don't know the name of flowers very well. There's the floral wire that I got at Hobby Lobby. And I'm just going to cut little pieces and then kind of position my greenery and my florals and come in from around the back and then go back through to the back and twist it around real tight and then snip off any ends and tuck them in. And I'm just going to do that to the whole thing and arrange it just the way I like it. You could do this any way you want with any greenery, any florals, whatever you like. It's really up to you. You could cover the whole thing, or you could do what I did where it's just sort of viney around and still you can see some of the white. And I just really love that look. It's almost like making a wreath out of this, but we're still going to have the mirror in the middle. So it's just an attractive little wall hanging that has a mirror in it, and it looks very fresh and spring-like and just gardeny, which I really like. Gardeny? Really? Did I just make up a word? And I love those purple flowers. They're almost lavender. My favorite color is purple, so you'll probably see a lot of that in general on my channel because it sneaks in there all the time. I just can't help myself. I love it so much. Half the time I'm wearing a purple shirt too. So, and my water bottle, if you ever see that, it's purple too. Anyway, isn't that pretty? I think it just came out so, so pretty. And then I'm just going to take some hot glue and kind of tack down any really wild ends that didn't lay the way I wanted. And you know, that's just an easy way to kind of manipulate it and make it look just the way you like. And then I'll take out the center and this one will be done. And I just love it so, so much. You'll have to tell me what you think. And would you ever try something like this with a Dollar Tree mirror? Find me on social media. All my links are down in my description box. Send me some pics of what you're making. I'd love to see it. See you there. For this Dollar Tree mirror, I have gorgeous napkins I got at Hobby Lobby. And so I'm going to go ahead and cover up the center again. And I'm going to take my napkin out, and it's a 3-ply napkin, so you've got to remove 2 of the pieces and just leave the very front. It's harder to do, but it's possible. So anyway, there was 1, there's 2, and now I'm only going to use the top piece. It will not work right if you do all of them or some of them. Anyway, I'm trying to flatten out the folds just a little bit. I'm going to use my Kills primer, and I'll apply it with a little foam brush that I got on Amazon. It's a great deal. If I mention I got something at Amazon, I have an Amazon store, and you can find those items there if it's something you need. And you'll find the link in my description box. The reason I'm using the white primer is because the paper is pretty thin in the napkin, and in case you see through it, I want you to see white and not the color that the mirror was. Once I get that completely covered, I'm going to take my napkin and I'm going to position it. And I like to do this in sections. I'm going to use some Mod Podge. I'm just going to apply some with a brush, and then I will lay down that little side and I'm going to smooth it out with my fingers. Because this is like different textures and heights, I won't be able to use a brayer. I could use saran wrap, but it was dry enough. I didn't overload the Mod Podge, which is really important. You don't want to put like an excessive amount, or else your fingers will get wet as you do it, and then you'll start pulling up the napkin. So it's just really important to keep your fingers dry and just use the least amount of Mod Podge that you need for it to stick. And believe me, with this one little ply of the napkin, it doesn't need a whole lot. So I'm just going around the whole thing, and then when I got to like the end there, I realized one little corner wasn't covered. So I just tore off a piece, and it's a busy enough pattern that you won't even notice. So that worked out really nice. I didn't have to match it up. And now I'm just going to add more of the Mod Podge once I'm done touching it. And that way when it dries, I can just pull off the edges like so. And it makes it so nice. You just kind of rip them off. And I'm using the brush to help me by keeping that wet, and it really does make it go nice. And then I can lay it down with the wet brush so there's nothing sticking up. You know, the possibilities with this are endless. You could use so many different beautiful napkins, you know, that would fit your decor. I love that about it. Now it's time to get that middle piece out. I'm just going to use a little blade, like an X-Acto knife, very carefully, and just gently go around using my finger to guide me. And then I'll be able to go back in with that little art brush and a little bit of Mod Podge and kind of clean that up. So that came out really nice. And then I've got this white twine. I believe I got it at the Dollar Tree, and I'm gonna use hot glue. And I'm gonna go around 3 times in the center, and that way it covers up anything that was just kind of left sloppy. And then I will also, of course, clean the mirror, just using alcohol to do that. I'm going to take Waverly chalk paint in the color Agave, which is gorgeous, and I'm just going to paint the edges, and that kind of cleans up if there was any excess napkin or anything. And I just thought that was a perfect touch, and it matched one of the colors in the napkin. So I've got 2 ribbons, this gorgeous blue and then this very sheer iridescent one. I'm going to use a little bit of dots of hot glue to attach them together, and it's so weird, it ends up looking almost like denim when I'm done. But I'm just going to do a little crisscross, and I'm going to attach it to the back. All these mirrors have hangers already. There's little hangers built into them, but this one I thought was so pretty with the ribbon that matched. So that's why I did it. It wasn't necessary, it was just more aesthetic, but I also, you know, I'm securing it really good with extra ribbon and hot glue, so it can be used as an actual hanger. I really love this one. It's going to go in my bedroom, which is a coastal theme. I hope you like it. For this Dollar Tree mirror, I'm going to use some corks. I have quite a few of them. They were gifted to me by my stepdaughter, and I am so excited. I'm going to take this mirror, I'm going to cover the center again, and I'm going to go outside and spray paint it with some matte black paint, and I'm going to make sure that that is covered pretty well. I just used a box so it didn't get all over everything. It was kind of windy actually. And I'm going to use some flowers from just a little stash I have of extra little pieces. I'm going to take all the lavender ones I can find. I love lavender, you guys. It's my favorite. Oh, and by the way, it's purple. Yeah, there you go. I'm going to take this little teeny scissors I have, and I'm just going to stab holes in the middle of the corks and see if I can stick that lavender in there. Once I know that I can, then I can actually use hot glue to attach it into the hole of the cork, and that way it'll be very secure. I'm going to do that with all of them. Now I have enough of the darker lavender and the one with white to do every other one as I go around the mirror, and I just figured out where those little kind of square ends are that stick out. I'll put one there. It'll start like where the mirror is and set it down and then hot glue it in 2 spots straight out. And honestly, if you're concerned about the corks moving, I would definitely use something more adhesive like E6000 or super glue. Now I'm going to add some greenery. It's just a little bit of like boxwood that I had left over from a Dollar Tree pick. I just put it all around until I liked the way it looked. This is going to be such a cool centerpiece. You could put a candle in it, a bottle of wine in the middle, or just leave it as it is. What do you think? For this Dollar Tree mirror, we're going to be all about nature. I'm going to use a bunch of sticks that my husband gathered from our yard, and I'm going to use some of this Spanish moss that I got at Walmart, and then my burnt umber apple barrel paint that's from Walmart. I'm going to put something in the center to cover it, and then I'm going to paint the whole mirror in the apple barrel color. And the reason I'm doing that is just so that it blends more with the sticks. I mean, more or less with the sticks. I don't think that silver blends as well. And I'm going to start gluing the sticks right to those main little sunburst pieces, if you will, and I'm using snips to cut them, but it wasn't working, so I had to pull up my miter shears from Amazon, one of my favorite tools. Not sure why I didn't grab it first, but really glad I did because it went a lot faster. And I just used one as a guide, and then I cut a bunch, and then I'm going to fill in with more sticks. So basically I'm just going to put a lot of sticks where those sunburst things are sticking out. I don't know what to call them exactly, the rays of it, whatever it is. Anyway, it's good. I ended up using tacky glue at first, and then I ended up securing it with hot glue because it wouldn't stick fast enough. It would have been fine, but I wasn't patient and I wanted to keep working. So I ended up just securing it with the hot glue, and then I could keep moving and all was well with the world. You could actually use anything that you can find outside for this. Bark, leaves, pine cones, whatever you like. And there it is with all the sticks. And now I'm going to take the Spanish moss, and I can use the tacky glue for this. And I'm just going to stick it in between the sticks and just kind of almost make like a nest kind of a feeling. This is, like I said, very much nature. And then I'm going to take these little cotton picks from the Dollar Tree and our pods, and I'm going to fluff some of them out and just kind of attach them with hot glue all around. And I just think it's so interesting and very natural. You could use it as a centerpiece. You could hang it on the wall, whatever you want. I just think it's kind of cool. Hey, if you put it outside, I bet some birds would take over. I don't think I'm going to do that though. I'm just going to, I don't know what I'm going to do with it actually. Anyway, for you nature lovers out there, this is a great option for you for the Dollar Tree mirrors. I mean, you would never know this was that same mirror. So there you go. I hope you guys like it. And now for one last look at these Dollar Tree mirror hacks that anyone can do. They were all super, super easy, dirt cheap. I mean, well, I had the mirrors before it was $1.25, so even if you had to pay $1.25, most of the other supplies were just stuff I had on hand, so they wouldn't have cost very much at all. And even if you had to buy some of them, it still would have been inexpensive. So you could design them for any style decor you have, and I just think it's fun. They can be centerpieces, wall hangings, whatever you like. I love the fact that you can make whatever you want with these kind of things. I would love to hear your ideas. Please leave down in the comments what you would do with one of these Dollar Tree mirrors. Thank you so much for watching my video. It means a lot, and I want you to know that you are truly a blessing to me. If you like this video, I'm going to have a few more up on the screen. Definitely click on one of them. I can't wait to see you in my next video. Until then, bye.